So I consider myself a California girl. And I was inspired to start the production company by my partner Alejandra Duque, who came to visit me about 6 years ago. And we just started talking about my book, and out of that, our dreams and our visions manifested into a production company. And what inspired me to do the life lessons for the internet was that I wanted to provide a simple, quick tool that was effective and powerful that people could just use in different examples they might see themselves in, and be able to have something that could empower them and move them out of the reality they can continue to create for themselves by reacting out of fear, and give them some simple tools to react out of love or to respond from love. What inspired me to write my book was in 1987, I was awoken and I had a dream, and I woke up from the dream and I turned to my husband at the time and said that I had just had a message from the spirit world that I was going to write a book called The Power of Love. But first I was going to have a personal relationship with Jesus, which at that time was a little bit surprising since I'm a Jewish girl and my husband's Jewish. And so I explained to him, I think I'm just supposed to understand Jesus's message. So for the next 16 years, I studied Jesus's message and other messages from different pearls of wisdom and different wise messengers that have been bringing information to us for a long time, and new information that's coming to us. And in 2003, I compiled everything together and created my book, The Power of Love, Living from Our Hearts, which is a self-help book and teaches people from my own experience and my journey and my loving relationships on how to manifest and how to create the reality that they want out of love instead of fear. And it gives some tools to use to clear and to heal the wounds of our past and shift our perspective. The reason why I decided to produce Love, the documentary about marriage equality, is because it is the last group of individuals who are not being treated with equality. You know, in this country, we talk about freedom, and we walked and marched about equality in the 60s. And were we marching about equality for just certain people? No, it was about equality for all. The reason why we choose to produce gay entertainment, and it's something that we're very passionate about, is because I really firmly know that exposure and education and entertainment allows people to shift their perspective. Anytime we're exposed and educated and being brought into someone's reality, into where we've had one perception and now we're being shown something else, it's inspiring, and it's part of evolution. And being involved in gay entertainment is a way to produce information and education and exposure and community and feeling of belonging and a feeling of acceptance within the gay community, which is the last group of individuals who truly deserve to be accepted and loved, like the message that Jesus had. And that's what the power of love is all about, allowing people to love who they choose to love freely. My thoughts about sexuality are that we are sexual beings, and that it is something that we need to learn to be honest with ourselves about and comfortable with ourselves about, so that we can feel powerful in who we are. And I really feel that sexuality is the energy of what makes up us as beings, because that's why it's been wanted. Our sexuality has been controlled for so long, because that's where we get our power from. When you're feeling comfortable, like in the 60s when women were able to start taking birth control and controlling their sexuality, that's when women were able to evolve into a more of a powerful place of self-empowerment and wholeness out of the limitation and fear that they were placed in because they were being controlled by sex. So sexuality is a very powerful, important part of our reality. And I think that that's also what's happening now, is that we're being exposed to the continuum of sexuality, and as opposed to being placed in little boxes and compartments of what is sexually okay and what is not. And I think that that's what sexuality is who we are as beings, and it's a variety and diverse variety of what that means to every person. How I believe that WeHo Nights is and will can create a positive influence in the world is because it provides a place for individuals to be able to be exposed to, educated, entertained, and feel like they belong. Because, like I said, I believe that sexuality is on a continuum. It's not white or it's not this way or that way. And what WeHo Nights does is it provides an environment where people can go from all over the world and connect in and see something that maybe allows them to feel less shameful about or alone about who they are, and allow them to explore that part of themselves so they can release any shame or things that they've been taught that were unloving about who they are and what they intuitively feel connected to, whether sexually, intimately. So I think WeHo Nights is an amazing opportunity for people to be able to grow and evolve from. Alejandra. Well, I'm glad you saved this one for last, because my thoughts about Alejandra are that she is the most committed, loyal, loving, inspired, talented, considerate, and very, very, very kind and loving and very, very wise woman. And I'm really excited because she's so talented, especially with the way that she works and her passion and the things that are so important to her. She's just so committed. It's not about making money for her, it's about making a difference. And the truth is, she deserves to be very, very, very successful for all the time and energy. She deserves everything and anything she wants.
I bade you to say that.
Everything and anything she wants.